Thanks to a rules change in the weirdness of layers in Magic, we can now play Urza Saga in our Blood Moon deck. So today we're going to play some mono red Urza Saga Prison in Modern and see just how many constructs we can make with Mountain. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffrada with, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. And this week, for the first time in a minute, we're heading to Modern to play my all-time favorite deck, Mono Red Prison, but with a huge new update thanks to a rule change. We are playing Mono Red Urza's Saga Prison. So let's talk about this deck, what we're trying to do, jump into a league, see the deck in action. So we start off like any good mono red prison deck with the trinity of lock pieces that make the deck work. Blood Moon and backup Megas to the Moon to turn all of the non-basic lands into mountains, Chalice to the Void mostly to shut down all the 1-drops, and then Ensnaring Bridge to keep creatures from attacking. So the idea of this deck is we're going to play these lock pieces and hopefully set up a game state where our opponent can't really do much of anything, and then eventually we can win at our leisure. We also have a bunch of cards to help us get down our lock pieces faster. Ragavan if we play it on turn 1, we can get in a hit on turn 2, make a treasure, play a turn 2 Blood Moon or a Megas of the Moon or whatever. Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual just speed us into our Blood Moons primarily. And then Gemstone Cavern, if we're on the draw, we get to start with a free land into play. It does cost us an extra card, but in theory we could have a turn 1 Blood Moon with Gemstone Caverns and a Ritual effect, which is really powerful. We also have a couple of card filtering effects, Fable the Mirror Breaker, Seasoned Pyromancer. One of the things about playing all the lock pieces is they are somewhat matchup dependent. If we run into mono red, Blood Moon's probably not going to do a whole lot. So if we run into a matchup where one of our lock pieces are bad, we can always discard them to Fable the Mirror Breaker, Seasoned Pyromancer to find some new cards. As far as finishers, there's really 3. So Karn the Great Creator can tutor some finishers out of our sideboard. Chandra Torch of Defiance, a classic finisher, makes mana, deals damage, kills things. Eventually the ultimate kills our opponent pretty quick. And then the big new one, the reason we're playing this deck, Urza's Saga. So traditionally, you could not play Urza Saga in a Blood Moon deck or a Mono Red Prison deck because the way the rules worked is if there was a Blood Moon out, your Urza Saga would just immediately die. If you played it, would die. If it was on the battlefield, it would die because it would be a saga that didn't have any lore counters on it and would have more chapters than lore counters, so it would just immediately go to the graveyard. But with Final Fantasy, Wizards changed the rules about how sagas work. So now, with a Blood Moon on the battlefield, Urza Saga will stick on the battlefield, but it's even better than that due to a weird quirk in the way layers work. If we can, let's say, get our Urza Saga up to chapter 2, the mode that lets us make constructs, and then play a Blood Moon, we will actually keep the abilities of Urza Saga because Blood Moon's layer applies before Urza Saga's layer, so it's very strange, but essentially we're going to have a Mountain Urza Saga that can still make constructs. Of course, we got to get the timing right. We need to get the Urza Saga up to chapter 2 before we play the Blood Moon, because once Blood Moon hits the battlefield, we're not going to get new lore counters on the saga. But in theory, with our best draws, we could like turn 1 in Urza Saga, turn 2 Mountain Ritual Blood Moon, Urza Saga will be on chapter 2, play the Blood Moon, and we'll have for the rest of the game this Urza Saga that can just keep pooping out these increasingly big constructs turn after turn after turn. As far as tutor targets for Urza Saga, we don't have a ton. Pithing Needle, a Pyrite Spellbomb for some removal, but that's really the goal of the deck, is to try to get Urza Saga up to chapter 2 and then stick the Blood Moon effect. We're also playing for removal some Abrades. So Abrades in our deck for 2 reasons. One is we're a Chalice to the Void deck, so we don't want to play Lightning Bolt because we want to put Chalice on 1 and it'll counter our Lightning Bolt. The other reason we're playing Abrade is because along with killing a creature, Abrade can blow up an artifact. And since we're playing Ensnaring Bridge to keep creatures from attacking, one of my worries was if we pull off the actual combo with Urza Saga and Blood Moon and we make all these big constructs, we won't be able to attack with them if we have a Ensnaring Bridge out. So we can build up a big board of constructs with the Blood Moon Urza Saga combo and then just abrade our Blood Moon, swing in for lethal once Ensnaring Bridge is off the battlefield. Mana base, we've talked about most of the cool lands. Urza Saga, Gemstone Cavern, Shatter Skull Smashing, a little removal in the mana base, Raminap Ruins, Den of the Bugbear, Soakin' Zand, a little bit more value from our lands, assuming we don't have a Blood Moon on the battlefield. In the sideboard, it's mostly stuff for Karn to tutor out, but we have 1 mountain. This is because of Gemstone Caverns. If we know we're going to be on the play, we can take out one of the 3 Gemstone Caverns, bring in a mountain. Eidolon of the Great Revel, good against Storm style decks. Brothers are done for removal. Otherwise, it's a bunch of graveyard hate and utility spells, some combo hate, a Trinisphere and Ensnaring Bridge, and a couple of finishers like Wormcoil and Walking Ballista for Karn to snag from her sideboard. And that is Mono Red Urza Saga Prison for Modern. And that's our deck for today. So let's jump into some games and see if, thanks to this weird rules change and the oddness of layers, Blood Moon and Urza Saga are together at last. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it. And I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats, tokens, and more over at MTGGoldfishmerch.com. It's modern time. We are bringing back some Mono Red Prison. Now that they changed... Oh, yeah, we can keep this. We can keep this. This hand's not great. We are on the draw, which is interesting, which means we do get to do things on turn one. What are we exiling? Gemstone Cavern is so good, but what to exile is actually a tough question. So right now we have turn one Chalice or turn one Dash Ragavan, and then we're one land away from Desperate Ritualing out Chandra. I wish if we knew the matchup, it'd be way easier to know if we want Ragavan or Chalice. I am going to say we're going to get rid of the Ragavan. Pass it. Well, okay. I wish we had went with the Chalice, considering we are going to draw another one anyway. So the idea of this deck, it's Mono Red Prison, one of my favorite all-time modern decks. A horrible modern deck now, but maybe it'll be good again thanks to our changes. Opponent's gonna do some thought scouring. Mila Psychic Frog. The idea of this deck is thanks to the Saga rule change, what we really want to do is get an Urza Saga on Chapter 2, and then play a Blood Moon effect, and then we can just make Construct tokens forever with our Mountain. Opponent Flooded Strand and passing. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Well, I mean, I think we gotta go for this. Desperate Ritual. And Fable the Mirror Breaker. Please don't counter it. We really need this to resolve. We kind of spent 2 cards on this. I mean, Chalice, there's some decks that it's bad against, but even against decks where it's not great, like, I don't know if Dimir Frog is the best matchup for it. Why are they dismembering? All right, opponent, gonna dismember the Goblin. It still shuts down quite a bit, because they're going to have, like, Thought Seizes and Fatal Pushes, Cameos, maybe. Graveyard Trespasser, okay. Opponent going to eat the Ritual. Well, let's see what we draw here. Sokensan. Well, we're definitely discarding this Chalice. Drawing a Ritual would actually be nice. We draw a Mountain. Ooh, that means it's going to flip. All right, well, let's play the Mountain. Pass the turn. Graveyard Trespasser becomes gluttonous. Yeah, no Blood Moon, unfortunately. Although, at this point, Blood Moon doesn't even look that hot. I mean, we're going to get our Fable. We need to deal with this Graveyard Glutton somehow. Gets in, hits us. Gonna exile the Chalice, sure. Opponent passes. Seasoned Pyro. That's not the worst draw, actually. Well, that actually is kind of an awkward draw. So we can play the land, play Chandra. I think what we do... Man, Chandra could kill this, but it has Ward, so we'd have to discard the Seasoned Pyro, and I really don't want to discard the Seasoned Pyro. You know, this is weird, but let's play the land. I feel like this might get countered anyway. I think our plan is just play Chandra and tick it up, because we really want to draw 2 off the Seasoned Pyromancer. Plus, it works really well with the Reflections of Kiki-Jiki if it sticks. If we tick it up, though, Graveyard Trespasser can't kill it. Well, let's see if they got Counterspell or something similar. If they do, I imagine they try to counter it, because they're going to be afraid we're going to kill the Trespasser. Slink into Stupor. All right, well, we will pass the turn. Well, now we might give up on the Chandra, depending on what we draw. I guess if we draw land, we could try to Chandra tick up for mana into Seasoned Pyro. Opponent's gonna mill and unearth. Can't cast that through the Chalice. I mean, I guess that means they're not slinking the Chalice to, like, get back the Frog, which is good. Cycles, unearth. The Chalice is doing work. The Chalice is... Man, I love locking people out of the game. Opponent. Oh, is this Murktide? Murktide's bad for us. Okay, yeah. That is a casual 8-8. Okay, Bonnet, combat. Bonnet, gonna get in. That means we need to find an Ensnaring Bridge super quick. Bonnet hits us to 12. We untap. Well, 1, 2. Man, we gotta give up on the Chandra, which hurts. Seasoned Pyro. Discard the Chandra, discard the Abrade. Copy the Seasoned Pyro. Discard. Play the Mountain, and Well, I mean, might as well get in there because it's dying anyway. All right, so we're going to 4 for sure. This seems kind of like a tricky matchup for us. Our opponent seems to be playing plenty of... Wow, they're not even going to block. Our opponent just does not care. Well, we will pass the turn. We lose this. I mean, we have to find Ensnaring Bridge this turn or we die. That is, and it has to resolve, and they have to not have Slink into Stupor. That's where we're at. Gets in, gets in. Well, we know what this is about. There's one card that matters. Opponent's going to drain us down to 10. We are going to chump the Graveyard Glutton. Drop to 2, and all right, Magic Gods. Blood Moon, that is not the hate piece we're looking for. Well, Reflections on the Season Pyro. Do a little discarding. It's gotta be Ensnaring Bridge. Gotta be the bridge. And that's not a bridge. All right, well. well. Yeah, if our opponent doesn't care about... I mean, I guess we didn't find a Blood Moon early anyway. But if our opponent doesn't care about Blood Moon, stuff does become way more obnoxious. Let's bring in the Ghost Vacuum. And really, we don't want to sideboard much because... Actually, because we're on the play, we need to go down the mountain, or go up the mountain, go down Gemstone Caverns, just to avoid legend ruling ourselves. Otherwise, we don't really want where others would end. Eidolon of the Great Revel, not for this matchup. Everything else we can get with Karn. Silly Frogs. Well, we will play first. More okay than spectacular. We don't have any hate pieces, but we got to turn one Ragavan into, I guess, a braid something. Well, Mountain and Ragavan. The dream is, and this dream, probably not going to be reality, but if we can get in the hit with the Ragavan, then we could Desperate Ritual Chandra next turn, and that would be sweet. Opponent, Watery Grave, and passing. Well, there's the bridge we needed last game. I'll go to combat. Gonna kill the monkey. Sure. Monkey down. We will pass the turn. Opponent. Gonna do a little thought scouring. We'd really love to draw land here. That would be spectacular. That works. Urza Saga. Okay, that's good. Now our dream is that we find Blood Moon next turn. Desperate Ritual. Chandra Torch of Defiance. Take it up for a little damage. And pass turn. Okay, if we find the Blood Moon, we can do the thing. We have Urza Saga going to 2 next turn. Opponent, pass it. Can we find the Blood Moon? Can we find the Blood Moon? Opponent discards the hand size. We draw a mountain, take up the Urza Saga. Well, we're taking up for a card because we want the Blood Moon. We want the Blood Moon for the combo. We're just going to cast it for 0 to grow our construct tokens. Well, okay. We didn't find the Blood Moon, so we don't get to have infinite constructs. Opponent going to find land number 2. I mean, they got to have a pretty good hand. Considering they had 1 land, all the action, opponent untap land down to 13, and Frog. So it's actually an interesting scenario. Because we kind of have 2 options here, and I'm not sure which one is better. So it's a 7/7 Murktide. Well, let's see what we draw. Wow, opponent just scoops it up. Okay, well, that makes it easy. So the challenging part here is we have 2 plays, right? One play is we try to focus on ultimating Chandra, and we play Ensnaring Bridge to keep Murktide from attacking, tick up the Chandra, try to ultimate next turn. Trust that the ultimate wins the game. The weakness of that plan is if our opponent goes land like Slink into Stupor and bounces Chandra, then we look pretty silly. The other possibility is Chandra take down on the Murktide, abrade the Murktide, take care of the Murktide, dash Ragavan probably hits you for 4. That's the safer line, but then we're nowhere near ultimating Chandra. Thankfully, our opponent made it easy on us and scooped it up. Well, let's bring back in the Gemstone Caverns, go down the mountain, and run along the... Ooh, I mean, we're gonna keep those. We're gonna keep it. I mean, Ghost Vacuum lets us clean up the graveyard. The sand is kind of weak to our opponent just going turn 2 Frog, but I think our deck's kind of weak to our opponent going turn 2 Frog. Another mountain. Well, land and Dirty Monkey. Go. Opponent gonna thought Scour start filling the graveyard. They do have counter spells. All right, no frogs. No frogs, please. Bloodstained Mire. Well, that's an Ensnaring Bridge. Let's get in with the monkey. See if our opponent's got the removals. It looks like the answer might be yes. Bloodstained Mire, Watery Grave untapped, and what, Fatal Push? Pushes the monkey. Well, we will play the land. We will play a Ghost Vacuum. Start eating away spells from the graveyard. And I guess we just play another Dirty Monkey. We could wait and try to dash it, but I think we want to try to play the Magus of the Moon next turn. Well, it's not going to do that much anyway, but opponent, land passes. We find a Chandra. Well, let's go to combat. Let's get in with the monkey. Opponent, big believer in Fatal Push. Well, play the mountain, run out the Magus of the Moon, which doesn't actually do a ton here, honestly, and keep on vacuuming up some ghosts. I mean, we're basically just trying to keep spells out of the graveyard to reduce the size of a potential Murktide in the future. Desperate Ritual. Well, let's keep on exiling on the graveyard. Go to combat. Get in with the Magus of the Moon. Ramanamp Ruins, and we gotta go for it. Chandra, no counter spell, please. Wow, they have Stubborn Denial. Oh, that's brutal. They didn't even have double blue, so they had to have something like that, and our opponent finds a frog. All right. Let's run out the Karn. Opponent's got no blue mana, so I don't think they're going to counter it. Ghost Vacuum. Eat the Stubborn Denial. What are we doing with the Karn? I think we just tick up. Otherwise, our opponent can kill it very easily with the frog, and we will pass. What we'd like to do is get down the Ensnaring Bridge with the Karn out. That would be ideal. And then eventually Karn should be able to win us the game. Opponent discards a frog, counter on the Psychic Frog. Discards a Fatal Push, counter on the Psychic Frog. Our opponent discarding their entire hand into this Ensnaring Bridge is also pretty good for us. Opponent grows a Psychic Frog. Eats some cards, sends it to the air. They're holding on to one card, which could be a Stubborn Denial. While they even get to draw a card off of hitting Planeswalkers? What world does Modern Horizons 3 come from? Opponent draws a card, passes. Chalice of the Void. Well, 1-2. Desperate Ritual. We're going to Chalice of the Void on 1 to make sure our opponent can't Stubborn Denial us. And then we're going to play the Ensnaring Bridge. Wow. Played around it. We played around it. All right, there's the Ensnaring Bridge. Opponent's got no blue mana. Frog offline. Tick up the Karn. And yeah, let's keep vacuuming up the graveyard. Pass the turn. I guess we could have got in for 2 with the Magus of the Moon, so maybe that's a slight punt, but Graveyard Trespasser, sure. That's fine. Gonna eat our Agabon. Well, now we get to start tutoring. What do we want, though? Yeah, let's get bridge number 2. Ensnaring Bridge number 2. This makes sure that our opponent can't ruin our day by top decking. Well, they need a blue source, but Slink into Stupor, basically. 2 Ensnaring Bridges should make it hard for our opponent to get out from under the bridge lock. Thought Scour mills some cards. Ooh, Oculus. The way we can theoretically win this game, actually, is with this Ghost Vacuum. I think this Ghost Vacuum might be our game plan, because now we got an Oculus under the Ghost Vacuum. An opponent scoops it up. We didn't do the thing. We didn't manage to get the Blood Moon Urza Saga lock, but we just Mono Red Prison, one of the best decks in Modern, Dimir Frog. It's back, man. I really miss doing this to people. Nothing better in all of Magic. Well, let's just keep doing that. Sweet. You know me. Nothing I love more than locking people with Blood Moon, and we are trying to pull off this new Urza Saga Rule Change Blood Moon combo. I don't even know if it's really a combo. This hand's kind of sketchy, but we're going to keep it because this hand actually lets us do the thing we're trying to do, which is all we want to do with this deck. We want to get Urza Saga on Chapter 2 and then play a Blood Moon. So we have a Blood Moon that will a Urza Saga that'll be hopefully hard to kill and always on Chapter 2. So the most explosive line here is Urza Saga this turn, and then next turn try to Desperate Ritual out the Magus of the Moon. The problem with this plan is if it goes wrong, then we lose our Urza Saga for like almost literally 0 value. You know what? You don't play Mono Red Prison to be afraid. Go. We're going to see if we can do it. I mean, this is literally the dream, right? The turn to lock your Urza Saga on the Construct chapter. Hopefully our opponent does not have a counter spell or a Thoughtseize. This might be a Reanimator deck. Opponent mills a Darkslake Shores. If they're playing Darkslake Shores, they are playing a lot of dual land. Oh, there's a basic. Boo! Well, okay. We draw another Magus of the Moon. Urza Saga gonna do its thing. Well, we're gonna play a Mountain, and we are going to tap some manas. We're gonna play a Desperate Ritual. And Magus of the Moon. Oh! Well, okay. We didn't play Afraid. You know me, my impulse is to play around as much as possible. Silly frog deck. Opponent considers. Is this just Dimir Frog again? Plays an island. Runs out a stupid frog. Well, let's float a mana. Actually, no, this is not the end of the world, because what we can do, we actually have Pithing Needle in our main deck. Opponent discards an Oculus. They're actually going to play around it. Okay, we get a Pithing Needle. We're going to name Psychic Frog. We floated our mana, play the Mountain, play the Magus of the Moon. If we draw in a Braid, we could get rid of the frog. That would be sweet. The Magus of the Moon means they can't just unearth the Oculus yet. The downside is they grew the frog enough that we can't trade with the Magus of the Moon. Opponent gets in. Man, if they didn't have that counter spell, this would have been so sweet. Opponent plays a mountain. Oh, just hard cast an Oculus. Oh, we're so dead. All right. Yeah. Well, that went about as bad could go. Well, that is an ensnaring bridge, which is something. I mean, we're going to play it. I'm not even sure it'll resolve. Well, we're not all the way dead yet. The bridge means our opponent can't attack with the Oculus, but they get to keep manifesting. Gets in. Draws another card with the frog. Man, Psychic Frog is so ridiculous. All right. Well, we just got to get cards out of hand. Opponent gonna manifest red. I mean, if they can never deal with the Ensnaring Bridge, which seems kind of unlike, well, there's the Abrew. Let's play the Sokenzan. Let's play a Pyrite Spellbomb. Opponent's gonna cycle in on Earth. Ragavan. I mean, as long as the bridge sticks, we're not dead yet. Slink into Stupor is the card that I'm scared of. Because as an MDFC, it's so easy to play like a copy or two. And it gives these Dimir decks an answer to the bridge. If our opponent's not playing Slink into Stupor, there is a chance that we've already won the game. As grim as this looks, that is the power of prison pieces. Like, it is possible. Yeah, I guess we don't have to Abrew yet. We'll untap. Opponent gets the Manifest Red. We gotta mill him out. We draw a Desperate Ritual. Well, we will play a Desperate Ritual. Just to get it out of our hand and pass the turn. I guess we could try to, like, Pyrite Spellbomb plus Abrew the Oculus. But I feel like if they get rid of the bridge, we're going to lose anyway. So I kind of want the Oculus to stay out and hopefully just mill our opponent out. we're on the mill him out plan. The classic, the classic mill him out plan. Oculus, manifest, Abrew the Psychic Frog. Opponent's going to Spell Snare, sure. Gotta stay at one card in hand or else the bridge stops ensnaring. Yeah, we're not going to kill the Oculus. We're not going to do it. We are going to attempt to Abrew the Frog again, though. All right, half the deck gone. Opponent. Manifest Dread. Gotta mill a couple cards. We draw even more Abrews while we will pass the turn. There's no way this actually works, does it? I mean, they could be sitting on Slink into Stupor and just waiting till they build up a lethal board. And then they're just going to bounce it in. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Another Oculus. We're good with that. That's even more milling. Our clock is increasing with every Oculus you make. Oh, the joys of playing prison. We have one card that our opponent can't beat, but if they can beat it, we're so dead. Hopefully they just manifest Dread all their Slink into Stupors. Opponent. I mean, their board is lethal. There's no doubt. No doubt about that. We draw Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Let's play the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Opponent. Counter spell. Okay. Opponent untaps. No Slink into Stupors. 3 mana. Harbinger of the Seas. That doesn't actually really... Well, I guess it helps our opponent a little bit because it turns their mountains into islands, which I guess is better for them than being mountains. We can always kill it, though, with the Abrew or the Pyrite Spellbomb. Opponent gonna Manifest Dread and Manifest Dread. Under 20 cards. This might actually be working. Playing Urza Saga that does nothing, except it taps for blue because technically it's an island. Abrew the Harbinger? So we can play the Urza Saga. In the past, with the old rules, it would have just immediately died. Now it sticks around as a Saga mountain. It was a Saga island. It won't get counters unless, well, unless our Blood Moon goes away. So we really want to get the counters first and then do it. That's the theory anyway. Wow, is this happening? We're actually getting close. Opponent got a manifest. Like, they're losing 5 cards a turn thanks to these 2 Oculuses. They don't get to keep the cards from the Oculus. Opponent, manifest. Down to 14 cards. Oh, but we don't have the mana. Huh. We want the Chalice to go on 3, as weird as that sounds. We're going to hold on to the Chalice, because if we can draw land, we can Chalice on 3, which would get rid of Slink into Stupor. I feel like this deck probably plays 1 or 2 Slink into Stupors. Well, let's sack this Pyrite Spellbomb to draw a card. Den of the Bugbear? Okay. Chalice on 3. I mean, they can still counter it, but we are going to Chalice on 3. Opponent. Mills 11 cards, mills 9 cards. If this works, well, we are going to play Den of the Bugbear as a mountain, and then we are going to Chalice of the Void. Okay. Force a negation. It's not a slink into stupor. It's not a slink into stupor. Hold. 2 more turns. We're so close. All right. Double manifest red. Down to 6 cards. Down to 4 cards. We draw Blood Moon. Well, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chalice of Void for 3. Opponent. Oh, if they slink into stupor here, I'm going to cry. We're so incredibly close to this working. This would be their window. They just bounce it right now. And then we lose. But if they bounce it during their turn, we would have lost, right? So I feel like they must not have the slink into stupor because we'd already be dead if they did. Because look at how many manifests they have. And it resolved. Okay. Wait, I think this might actually work. We might have cut out the out. Opponent untaps. And opponent scoops it up. That should not happen. I thought we were dead on like turn 4. And then Snaring Bridge went literally the whole way. Our opponent, you gotta reveal all these cards. Lots of frogs, unners, Murktides. Maybe they're not playing Slink into Stupor. They might not be playing Slink into Stupor. Well, I mean, okay. We milled them out. We milled them out with their own Oculus. Oh, that was like the best day ever. Oh, that was so good. All right, we're going to bring in this Ghost Vacuum. Well, it's so tough. I want the Ghost Vacuum, but then we don't have it for the Karn. I guess Karn can get the Tormod script still. Yeah, let's bring it in. Ragavan? Yeah, let's go to one Ragavan. Run it like that. On to game number 2. I feel like we want Prison Pieces. You know what? We're going to mulligan. All right, this I guess is fine. We do need to draw another land at some point, but it's fine. I think we actually just put the Magus of the Moon to the bottom for now. Our opponent's already playing Harbinger of the Seas, so they can't be too worried about Blood Moon effects. I'll play the Mountain. Opponent gonna crack the Scalding Tarn, get themselves an island, and Thought Scour. Definitely worried about a frog here. A frog would be bad news. We draw a Pithing Needle. Well, 1, 2. Yeah, I think they're going to counter this anyway. Let's Chalice on 1. The only problem with this resolving is that we can't Pithing Needle a frog, but opponent's going to Thought Scour. They might be just on the big Murktide plan. If they just go like 8/8 Murktide here, gonna have to find that bridge, gonna have to have it stick. Well, Chalice on 1 resolves. I don't know if I actually wanted to resolve. I think I was actually hoping for opponent to just counter the Chalice there, actually. Although they didn't have a frog on turn 2, so maybe they don't have the frog. Forgets about the Chalice. Okay, maybe I'm glad that the Chalice resolved. Shame Scoop? Can we get a Shame Scoop? Can we get it one time Shame Scoop? I mean, they might just want the Thoughtseize in the graveyard for Murktide purposes. Although, they can't even exile all the spells they have now, do they? I think that was maybe a punt. Well, there is the world's biggest Murktide. Well, Desperate Ritual. Into Season Pyromancer. Discard and discard. Play the land. Did not find an Ensnaring Bridge, which is a concern, because now our opponent's got an 8/8. Untap down to 15. Thoughtseize? I'm not sure if our opponent's doing this on purpose or not. Oh, is this just another Murktide? Okay, they're definitely doing it on purpose out of this. All right. Well, here it is. It's an Oculus. We have to top deck Ensnaring Bridge this turn. We have to top deck literally Ensnaring Bridge literally this turn, or we lose. That is the game. 2 out of 49? There's a chance. Opponent hits us denied. And Ensnaring Bridge. Opponent gets the Manifest Red. Mountain. The Karn can get the bridge, but we're too far behind. All right, so we're going to be on the play. So we're going to go down the Gemstone Cave. And maybe in a braid. Well, yeah, let's go back up the Ragavan for a braid. Run it like that. I mean, part of the reason we're playing 4 braids is so we can blow up our own Ensnaring Bridge. If we actually pull off the combo with Urza's Saga, we make these big constructs, but eventually we need to attack with them. So that's part of the reason. So the good news is this hand has a lot of cards that we want. The bad news is it's not particularly fast. So it's a play a 3-drop on turn 3 kind of hand, which who knows what the world will look like 2 turns from now, or what our hand will look like. Found it. Swamp. Thoughtseize. Sure, this one actually resolves. Well, they probably take the Ensnaring Bridge, I bet. That'd be my guess. Our best draw is actually probably just a Ritual. A Ritual so we can play a 3-drop this turn. Hilariously, if we're on the draw, this hand would have been better because of Gemstone Caverns. I almost wonder It sounds insane because being on the play is so powerful, but I almost wonder if it could be worth choosing to go on the draw just to maximize the gemstone caverns. Passes. We draw in a braid. Okay. Not exactly a ritual. We'll play the land, pass the turn. Well, play the gemstone caverns, and 1, 2, and 3. Play us a Fable the Mirror Breaker. Wow, they got Stubborn Denial too. Oh, Thought Scour, okay. All right, well, that's something. They do mill a frog, but we get the Fable down, which is nice. Pass the turn. Our opponent going to Fatal Push. They might just be setting up another huge Murktide. Murktide's kind of an issue for Mono Red. We just do not have the ability to kill a random... Oh my god, another Thoughtseize. Is this another Thoughtseize into Murktide? Oh, then we're super dead. Well, I guess we'll always have game 1 where we milled them out with their own oculi. What are you doing? What are you doing, Andrew? Passing? Okay. I mean, we can play a Blood Moon. It just doesn't do anything. I almost think we discard the Blood Moon. Desperate Ritual, eh? Well, Fable the Mirror Breaker. We are going to discard the Blood Moon and discard the Desperate Ritual. Let's try Dash into Ragava and see what happens. Can we get in an attack? How much interaction do you have? Here comes a monkey. Oh my god, they got another Fatal Push. Opponent has the all interaction hand down to 11. Watery Grave. Fatal Push number 2. Yeah. Alright, so opponent classic double Thoughtseize, double Fatal Push hand. Well, it's a huge Oculus. Okay, that's also very bad for us. Gonna need our bridge. Gonna need it pretty quick. We draw Mountain. Not helpful. They might have this one. Well, pass the turn, play the Mountain. I mean, considering how bad of a matchup this is, with our opponent not really caring about Blood Moon, I think it's kind of impressive we made it as far as we did. That first game 1 was really sweet. Opponent gets in, heads us down to 13. Watery Grave, on tap, down to 9. Opponent's being a cavalier with their life total, I will say. What was this? Thoughtseize number 3, Fatal Push number 30. Opponent passes. Basically, we have to draw a bridge, and we need our opponent not to have a counter. We draw an Urza Saga. We will play an Urza Saga. Found it. Oh, no, my goodness. All right, I mean, technically we can live one more turn and hope to resolve a bridge. Found it, gonna go attacking. We are going to drop to 1. All right, well, Magic Gods, you were nice to our opponent. Can you be nice to us? Show us that bridge. Opponent with Oculus into Oculus high roll. Does some manifesting. Bridge. It's got to be bridge. Urza's Saga. Game 1 was super cool. Games 2 and games 3. Friggin' Oculus. I mean, we're going to try this. We got the Saga. We got the Blood Moon. Maybe we can get it set up. Mountain, and we can't play the Pithing Needle without knowing what our opponent's up to. The Strangle Root Geist is not enough of a giveaway. Watery Grave for our opponent, untapped. Thoughtseize. Well, okay. Well, you know what would be nice? Drawing another Blood Moon. That would be sweet. Found it, passes. Okay, there's another Blood Moon. So we're going to play the Urza Saga. We are going to Pithing Needle on Psychic Frog. Okay, we got another shot at it. Oh, they're a blue deck, so they could counter. But we have the Saga ticking up towards 2. We got the Blood Moon in hand. Our opponent's probably feeling a little safe because they just Thoughtseize our Blood Moon, Godless Shrine. Untapped. Okay, Psychic Frog. Oh, this might be too good. Our opponent might just scoop. So take up our Saga. Raminant Ruins. And let's do a Force Negation check. 1, 2, 3, Blood Moon. You got a Force? No. Well, I kind of like where we're at now. We got the Saga on 2. It's a mountain. Our opponent has a Psychic Frog, but they can't discard cards. Their mana base is all mountains. They do get to draw a card with the frog for now. Gets in, hits us. Down to 19. Opponent passes. Well, okay, 1, 2, 3. It would be sweet to start making constructs, but I think first we need to Fable the Mirror Breaker, get a blocker down for this frog. I mean, Blood Moon, when it works, it is still brutal. One of the most brutal cards in Magic. About it. Oh my god, they drew a basic. That's unfortunate. And Bogart Trawler. Okay, that's a little more fortunate. They found something, but it's it's just a Bogart Trawler. Found it, passes. We untap. Another Blood Moon. Well, let's discard Blood Moon number 2. Yeah, let's just discard the Blood Moon and do another Blood Moon. Make a treasure. Opponent blocks. Well, now I think we are going to make some mountain constructs. Why does this work? It doesn't seem like it should. Why does our Urza Saga, which is a mountain, have its abilities? The answer to this is layers. Let's see if our opponent knows about this rule. I don't think they do. Either that or they have a Fatal Push. Construct? Yeah, it's Mountain, but it still works. Okay, opponent has a Solitude, sure. That's fine. Opponent gonna eat the Construct. I mean, we could just do this forever, opponent. I guess our opponent needs the card draw because they need to draw into more basic lands to try to play Magic. Overlord of the Baelmer, gonna do a little, oh, it's just the Esper Blink deck. Does some milling, gets back, I assume, a Solitude, sure. Plays the Mountain. We draw. Karn, the Great Creator. We get to flip our Fable, the Mirror Breaker. And I think we just want another Fable to keep filtering a bit. Plus, 2 Fables could let us do the little mini combo. And the treasures are nice for our constructs, our mountain constructs. It still cracks me up that this works. White Border Mountain, Urza Saga, making constructs. What a world. What a world we live in. About it. I mean, at least Blood Moon is still proving its worth. Oh, wow. That was the Fatal Push. No Revolt. Oops. Opponent, gonna unimpend a little bit. Well, we will untap. We draw Chalice of the Void. Well, we are going to, yes, discard a Blood Moon, and yes, discard a Chalice of the Void. Let's get it with the Goblin. And I think we want to play this Soak and Zan. We might as well Chalice on 1, which does shut down a lot of their interaction. Ephemerates, Fatal Pushes, although maybe we don't got to worry about those too much against Twangy. It is a lot harder to trigger Revolt when all your fetches are mountains. And passing. Well, all right, let's make another mountain construct here. Do a little mountain constructed. Untap. Oh, Ensnaring Bridge. Well, I don't think we're going to play the Ensnaring Bridge at the moment. Instead, we're going to go to combat. We're going to be down. Hit ya. Make a treasure. And I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at. We're going to stick with the construct plan. We finally have done it. Like, this is finally what we've been trying to do. Blood Moon, Urza Saga Bout, and make all the constructs. And opponent can't beat it. The most powerful mountain in the history of Magic. Actually gonna get a screenshot of that. We're gonna be on the draw, so we can leave the mountain out there. Opponent's playing Esper Blink. You know what? We're gonna go down 1 Magus for the Brotherhood End. Let's try it like that. I feel like having a little bit more removal might be worth it, especially now that our opponent knows what's up. So they're gonna try to fetch basics if they get a chance. Well, okay, this hand's got the Dirty Monkey, which, I mean, there could be a cute draw. I don't expect this to work, but Ragavan Monkey hit, Ritual out, Chandra turn 2? That would be pretty sweet. Opponent mills the Thoughtseize. Now play the land. And Dirty Monkey time. Get down the Ragavan. Is it time to fetch a basic? Opponent's going to Thoughtseize. Okay. Wait, does this mean we get in the monkey hit? Either that or they got like ephemerate shenanigans maybe. If they do that though, we got a braid, so it's kind of fine. If it's like ephemerate solitude, like sure you kill the Ragavan, but you went on a card and then we can just abrade. You go on like 3 cards and then we just abrade it. If they can't kill the monkey, they got to take Chandra, I think. Yeah, opponent takes the Chandra. Well, go Ragavan. Get in with the monkey. Wow, we actually got in a Ragavan hit. Let's see what we can see. Psychic Frog that we can't cast. Well, 1, 2, and 3. What we can cast is Fable the Mirror Breaker. And past third. I mean, at least that's a frog that our opponent's not drawing. That's good news. You got to get a basic opponent. You got to. Yeah, okay, opponent does believe in basic lands. Actually, a nice Bloomborough basic. But can you stop the monkey? Now we're mono red aggro somehow. Passing, that's good news. Oh my god, that's a Blood Moon. Well, we are going to, yes, Fable. Discard a Ritual. We're going to keep the Abrades. Get in. They could have Thalia. All right, that's fine. I mean, we will just abrade it. It does mean we're not casting a Blood Moon, but it's worth it. Kill the dog, sadly. Get a treasure. Steal a land, please. Oh, another Psychic Frog. Okay. Well, since we have 2 treasures, actually, oh, this is tough. You know what? We came here to Blood Moon. We don't care about no stinking frog. Blood Moon you? My initial impulse was to play the frog, but I feel like with our opponent only having a single plains, this cuts him off blue forever. It cuts him off black for now. Wow, double relic. Okay, this might just be over. Opponent passing. Chalice of the Void. Well, flip the Fable. Go to combat. Get it. Hit ya. Can we steal a Psychic Frog? It's always a Psychic Frog. Oh, Ketramos. I guess we might as well. Ketramos. and then Chalice on 1. And Den of the Bugbear go? Okay, we might have this. We might have this unlocked, opponent. Now they can't really crack the relics even, because it's going to exile the graveyard and turn on our Ketram. Wow, they drew the basic swamp opponent. A Ketramos of their own, but it might be too late. It might be too late. If they lose life, they die. We can hit them for 6 for sure. If they turn on Ketramos, they also turn on our stolen Ketramos. Make a treasure. If they blow the relic, we get to draw with Ketramos. Wow, opponent just lets it go. Okay. Oh my! Oh, wait, we don't have enough colors. Being able to get rid of the Ketramos would be so good. Wait, actually, we do. White. Wow, this is so good. Wow, this is why Ragavan's so busted. Exile your Ketramos? And I imagine this does it. And we get to draw with the Ketramos? What an insane Ragavan hit. We draw with Ketramos. Play the land. And we will just pass the turn and Ragavan. Wow, we did it. We actually pulled it off. We did the whole thing. Bone at Marsh Flats. Scoops it up. And that was kind of the dream. So we finally got the Urza Saga Blood Moon combo. And it won us game 1. And then this game, we saw the power of Blood Moon again, but really, our Ragavan hits were just absolutely absurd. Steal 2 Psychic Frogs, and to steal your Ketramos, and to steal the answer for your Ketramos. Doesn't get much better than that. Sweet. We got the Saga, we got the Blood Moon, and Megas of the Moon. Maybe Ragavan can ramp us into it. We are going to be on the draw. I mean, boy, we could use like just some mana. Ritual would be good. The hand's got some power. We got both of our Planeswalkers too. Man, it's turning out to be tricky to get the lockdown. Opponent Marsh Flats. And for a basic Plains and a Relic of Progenitus, sure. That's, well, okay. So bad news is, I don't know how good our Blood Moon's going to be. Good news is, we don't really care about Relic of Progenitus. We're just going to play the stupid monkey, pass the turn. Another Urza Saga is fine. Opponent. Thundering Falls. Sure. Gonna mill it. Oh, it's a... Alright. Opponent appears to be playing a Domain. Let's see what we can do here. So, let's play the land. Urza Saga, take it up past the turn. I mean, next turn, we can get down the Blood Moon, maybe. I mean, we definitely get down the Blood Moon with the Saga on 2. We'll see what our opponent does this turn. Hopefully nothing too scary. Also gotta worry about removal on the Blood Moon. Opponent. Land cracks it. I mean, Blood Moon's very... Oh my god, maybe Blood Moon's not that good against Domain. Opponent gets a basic Territorial Kavu. Well, we untap. We draw a mountain. We take up the Saga. Let's play the mountain, and I mean, we're going to get down the Abrew. Or get down the Megas of the Moon. Combo achieved. We'll see if it's good enough. Somehow this Domain deck, instead of getting Triumphs, is just getting basic after basic. Opponent gonna crack to draw, sure. It would be nice if we could keep this Megas of the Moon long enough to kill the Territorial Kavu with a braid. And now, I mean, we got the lock. It's very slow, but we can make a 1/1 for 2 every turn. And it grows. Opponent gonna get in with a Kavu. Discards Bloodstained Mire, probably better known as Mountain, gets in, hits us. Down to 17. Chained to the rocks, all right? That's not great for us, I would say. Grows the Kavu. Wow! And Heritage Reclamation in the main deck to take down our Urza Saga. Okay, well, that went bad in a bunch of ways. Let's play another Urza Saga. Yeah, we might be in trouble now. 1, 2, 3. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, make a goblet. Pass the turn. Jeez. Heritage Reclamation. What is our opponent's deck? Heritage Reclamation... Relic of Progenitus, Chain in the Rocks in the main deck. Opponent gets in with the Kavu, gonna do some more looting. Discards a land. Prismatic Ending. Opponent passes. Well, we get some triggers. Well, first off, Fable the Mirror Breaker. We're gonna discard a Chalice of the Void and an Abrew. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand. Man, this hurts, but I think what we need to do is Desperate Ritual. Because they could have Stubborn Denial. Chandra. We need to kill this Kavu. Okay, Chandra resolves. Kill the Kavu. Okay, feel a little bit better about things. Without the Kavu on the battlefield, we at least got a shot. And we can play another Blood Moon next turn. It would have been nice to play the Blood Moon this turn and keep our Urza Saga, but, wow, opponent. Leyline Binding. Let's see what we draw. Chandra. Boy. All right, let's float a mana. Grab us a Pyrite Spellbomb, I guess. Flip the Fable. I think we just have to play another Fable the Mirror Breaker. We need to get our mana going. That's our biggest issue at the moment is we only have 2 lands. I guess our opponent's only got 3, but opponent. They discarded a bunch, opponent. We untap Ragavan. I think we actually discard the Blood Moon. Our opponent somehow is very resilient to this Blood Moon. I think we actually discard Ragavan too. Ensnaring Bridge Karn. Do a little attacking. Getting that Urza Saga blown up really hurt. Opponent has full domain. Chico pair got out of the way. Gonna flashback a heritage reclamation. What are we going for this time, opponent? What are we going for this time? How are they doing this with all basics? This does not seem right. Opponent's going after the Fable the Mirror Breaker. All right, sure. Let's crack this Pyrite Spellbomb, draw a card. Flip the Fable the Mirror Breaker. Now let's play the Gemstone Caverns, and I think we just... Yeah, let's just play the Ensnaring Bridge. Pass the turn. So next turn, hopefully we get enough cards out of our hand to stop this Chico from attacking. Although, apparently our opponent has infinite answers. Opponent, combat. I cannot believe the amount of basics our opponent's deck is playing gets in heads us. Yeah, Domain should be like a great matchup, but this is not the mana base that Domain decks typically play. Opponent, feed the cycle. And what's the last card? Territorial Kavu. All right, well, Shatter Skull Smashing. So that's 1, 2, 3, and sack the treasure for 4. Play the Chandra. Take it up, hit you for 2. Not gonna play the Ragavan. Shatter Skull Smashing tapped. I mean, as long as our opponent doesn't draw an answer to the Ensnaring Bridge, we're in okay shape because our opponent can't attack us. If they draw an answer, then it becomes very scary very quick. Opponent. Land, okay, that's good. Magus of the Moon. Well, let's take up Chandra for mana. Yeah, let's take up for damage. Take up for a card. Blood Moon. New. And then we are going to get down Karn, the Great Creator. I think we just have to tick up. Yeah, we got to tick up because if we get a card in hand, then Chico can attack. I mean, 2 turns in Chandra Ultimates, and that will win us the game. Surveillant? No Surveillant. Just a Sacred Foundry. Okay. What did they find? Territory Kavu, that is fine. Opponent has 1 turn to top deck. 1 turn to top deck, and the Chandra's going to get him. Let's take up Chandra for mana. Take down Karn. Engineered Explosives. Actually, you know what? Let's just get another bridge. Play the Magus of the Moon. All right, with 2 bridges, I think we're good. With 2 bridges, even if they top deck a Leyline Binding, they're still just dead. And opponent, well, this matchup is scarier than I would think, just because of this mana base. Like, our opponent's playing the full-on Kaleidoscope mana base, which is not good for our Blood Moon plan. Well, let's go up the Ghost Vacuum. Go down the Pithing Needle. I mean, if we can get the Blood Moon down fast enough, we might be able to get them before they fetch out their basics. And there is a cost. Like, normally the Domain decks play a ton of Triome so they can get their Kavus down quickly. Our opponent's got other plans. Opponent is on a weird build. A weird build of Domain. Or maybe it's just that I haven't played a lot of Modern lately, and that's... maybe this is how they all look now. Actually, I'm going to look up a Domain deck. I'm curious. Domain Zoo. There's no way. Or maybe they just... 1 Plains, 1 Mountain. Yeah, this looks more like what I would typically think of. Definitely, yeah, they have, like, Feed the Swarms. They got Shikos. Maybe our opponent's like 5-color control? Maybe they're like a 5-color control deck that just looks like Brew. That just kind of looks like Domain. Seems fine. We don't have like the super fast Blood Moon, unfortunately, but it's cool that we can play... It's cool that we can play Urza Saga in our Blood Moon deck now. Definitely neat. However, it actually seems kind of tricky to set up like it is a win con. The more I play with this deck, the more I'm like, okay, I think maybe it's just cool that we can play it in our deck now, but I don't know if it should be like one of our primary plans to like get it on level 2 and keep it there forever with Blood Moon. That actually seems like a lot of work. Thundering Falls. I'm still a little scared that our opponent's just going to do something super busted that we haven't seen, because I don't know what to expect out of this deck. They could have literally anything. They're 5 colors. Willing to play pretty much anything. About it. What if Foothills? Overgrown 2 mana Blood Moon would be sick. And Territorial Kavu as a 4/4. Well, that does mean we don't get to get in with our Kavu, so we play him out and we will pass the turn. That's unfortunate. Bound it. Ritual would have been... Okay, so maybe Maybe Blood Moon is good against their deck opponent. I expect going to get a Plains here to have a land type. Yep. Got to keep that Leyline Binding going. Ketramos. All right, well, we will see. We get to get down a... Wow, opponent doesn't even attack. We get to get down a Blood Moon. Is it even enough? 1, 2, 3. Let's Blood Moon ya. So this hurts our opponent. It doesn't mean they can't just Leyline Binding, though. I don't know what this deck is. I'm going to go with 5-color control. 5-color Ketramos domain control. I mean, Blood Moon's looking kind of good right now. I wish if we had a ritual and they couldn't get that basic, it would just be game. But this does mean they could theoretically Leyline Binding for all their mana. March of Otherworldly Light. All right, that also works. And our opponent gets to draw a card. Staying on defense. Play a Ramanamp Ruins. Get down the Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, opponent has a lot of answers. Marches, Leyline Bindings, Heritage Reclamations. Gonna get rid of the Ragavan. That doesn't really matter. I guess it draws our opponent a card. I mean, they're just trying to find an answer to, I assume, the Ensnaring Bridge. Sacred Foundry untapped. There's the Leyline Binding. Oh god. Okay, this is kind of going way worse now. Opponent draws off Ketramos and gets to get in for 5. Oh, just kidding. Exiles a card from the graveyard to draw even more cards with Ketramos. Yeah. Opponent passes. Oh, we're just drawing lands. The land of the lands. Well, let's dash in a Ragavan. I don't have too high of hopes of this working, but we got nothing else. Opponent's drawn so many cards. Get in with a monkey. Feed the cycle. Play a Ramanamp Ruins. Oh, that turns on Ketramos. All right, that's good. You got it. Sure. Sure enough. Well, that went about as bad as a game could go. Man, this matchup feels... Okay, what we need... I know what we need. We need a fast Blood Moon. That's what we need. We had the Blood Moon that game, but it was a turn too slow. It came down on turn 3, and that let our opponent get the Plains. And they're playing a ridiculous amount of basics. This hand does nothing. We're going to mulligan. This hand has literally no red mana. But I don't really want to go to 5. You know what? We got to go to 5. All right, 5 it is. Well, this hand is real bad, but we're going to keep it. Pyrite Spellbomb to the bottom. Jeez, Chalice to the bottom. Oh, boy. All right, not looking great. Den of the Bugbear go. Oh, this one's just sad because Domain should be, like, such a good matchup. But the way our opponent's deck is built, and also the way we're running this game, does not seem as good as we think. Land. Nope. Oh, boy. This might be a quick one. Wooded Foothills. Cracks the Wooded Foothills. Sacred Foundry. Untapped down to 17. Renin 6. And, I mean, if we don't draw a land here, I think we just concede. Well, that is a land. Still not good. Cracks the Wooded Foothills down to 16. Starting to get the basics. Yeah, I mean, if we had a reasonable draw with our Blood Moons, we'd just win, but we have not had reasonable draws. There's a Ketramos. Boy, that was some bad running. Would love to top deck a ritual. It's the only... We are on the play, which is good. That helps. The only problem is it's a wee bit slow. I mean, we got the Blood Moons, we got the Bridges, we got the Karn. If we don't start playing them till turn 3, depending on the matchup, that could be bad for us. Mishra's Bobble. Opponent gonna crack it, take a peep at a Pyretic Ritual, please. Oh my god, Swamp Inquisition. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh, this might be the worst. Basic Swamp. Ooh, are they playing 8-rack? What is happening? Well, you can't take our Karn. We got 2 Blood Moons, so I guess you take the Bridge, whether you care about it or not, because I think our opponent just doesn't care about this hand. Ritual. I don't even know if we want the Blood Moon anymore. Gemstone Caverns. Would have been a ritual had we been on the draw and edit in our opening end. Opponent. If you play another basic Swamp, opponent. I swear. I'm coming across the table. Don't you know how this is supposed to work, opponent? You're supposed to be fetching out Triomes and Surveil lands as I Blood Moon you, and then you scoop. What are we even doing here? Urza Saga, sure. Works under the Blood Moon. I think this is 8-rack. I mean, the Karn might be good once we get it down. Oh, Chalice would also be good. But I think we need to play the Blood Moon first. Because we don't want to accidentally let our opponent combo with the Urza Saga. That would be unfortunate. Opponent's going to cycle a Troll of Khazad-dûm. Alright, well, you get to keep your Urza Saga as a mountain. Chalice on 1 shuts down discard. Swamp for our opponent. Passing. Mountain, eh? Well, play the land. They know about the Karn, but we got to play it. I don't know what else we're doing. Karn, take it down. Snag us a Worm Coil? Don't Thought Seize us, please. Orcish Bowmasters. All right. Inquisition. So I can take the Chalice, I presume. We would actually love to draw a Ritual again. A Ritual to play the Worm Coil would be pretty sweet. This Blood Moon's not doing much of anything. Yeah, Karn down. A Braid. Okay, let's pass the turn. We're going to hold on to the Blood Moon. They could have Liliana or something if they're an 8-rack deck, so I feel like holding on to some discard fodder is probably worth it. Opponent going to get it hit us. Do we want to play another Karn and risk losing it? I think we play the Karn and get a Ghost Vacuum. Grab a Ghost Vacuum. Play the Ghost Vacuum. So this can make sure they don't reanimate the Troll. Do we draw a source of mana before our opponent draws a Thoughtseize for our Worm Coil? That is the next question. Emperor of Bones. Sure. I mean, I'm glad we got the Ghost Vacuum. Gonna go after the Karn. I mean, this only works with creatures, right? But a creature, okay, sure. Yeah, so you can exile the Karn, that's fine. Gets in, hits the Karn down to 1. Well, let's exile the Troll. Was this a mono black Eldrazi deck? Well, Ritual, okay. Just how we drew it up. Pyretic Ritual. I mean, this does let us get the Worm Coil down, and I'm not really sure how easy our opponent can beat a Worm Coil. Get down the Worm Coil, tick up the Karn. Also, if they kill the Worm Coil, we can Ghost Vacuum exile it, and we're one land away from putting an opponent. It's so funny to me that some decks just straight up cannot beat a Worm Coil engine. I don't even know, like, our opponent's a mono black deck, although it kind of seems like Blood Moon actually did things against them, as weird as that is. All right, mono black. Maybe it's not 8-rack, maybe it's just mono black. We're going to be on the draw, so we want the Gemstone Caverns. Brotherhood End seems good. We probably got to go down a couple of Blood Moons if we can find something to bring. I mean, I guess we could bring in Eidolon. Eidolon's not good. It's not good, but we could bring it in. We could bring in some form of bad graveyard hate. Yeah, I mean, Eidolon's a 2-drop. It's not great or anything, but it does something. I still want to keep some of the Blood Moons. Yeah, let's run it like that. I want to keep some of the Blood Moons because it does shut down like their Eldrazi Temple shenanigans. Plus, we're still trying to combo with our Urza sagas. I mean, we're going to keep this. Hand seems fine. It's not like super explosive, but it's fine. All right, opponent. Show us your discard if Nerd Red lands and Nethergoyf. Okay, that might be an issue. Well, let's play it under the Bugbear and get down the Dirty Monkey. Ragavan time. Go. Well, Graveyard Hate might be worth bringing in then. Now that we see the Nethergoyf too. Eldrazi Temple for our opponent. Orcish Bowmasters to kill the Ragavan. Annoying. Passes. Land? Well, there's the Gemstone Caverns. Let's Ramamp Ruins, and I think we just... So Chalice on 1s means this Ragavan's dead forever. I think it's still worth it. Chalice on 1. Go. Opponent. Prismatic Vesta. Gonna crack it. Brotherhood End would be a great draw here. Snags a Swamp. Thought Not Seer. So probably gonna take our Fable, I guess. Maybe the Blood Moon. Probably the Fable. You know what we need is Ensnaring Bridge. Ensnaring Bridge, I think, is a card that can win us the game. Opponent's gonna take the Blood Moon. Get in with the Dorks. Hit us. For 3 down to 17. We find Ensnaring Bridge. Mountain. Well, let's play the Gemstone Caverns. 1, 2, and 3. Get down. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Pass the turn. Well, come on, Ensnaring Bridge. Found it. If Nerd Dead lands. Oh, maybe the Blood Moons are better than I thought. Like, just cutting off their colorless mana might be worth it. Oh no, more Eldrazi. Another Thought Knot. Kozilek's Command. Okay, so there's straight up Eldrazi deck. Kills a Goblin. Spell in the graveyard to grow the Goyf. Scries and draws. Mishra's Bauble. But we're running out of time. Opponent. Another Goyf into the graveyard. I believe that escaping still counts as casting, but it does grow their Goyf. So now the Goyf is, we gotta draw this bridge now. Brothers Sedan no longer good. We need to draw bridge right now. Opponent gets in for 1 million, hits us. Down to 6. Draws a cock. Come on. Bridge. Chalice. You know what? We're gonna discard this mountain. We're gonna discard this Pithing Needle. And no bridges. All right. Yep. We get to be on the play this game, which is probably a good thing. Graveyard Hate seems worth it over the Pithing Needle. And maybe, you know what? Let's go back up the Magus of the Moon. The Magus of the Moon actually does seem pretty good. Just shutting down the colorless mana, even though they're a mono-color deck, seems kind of worth it. All right, well, this will keep Pyrite Spellbomb. Actually, we might need that for removal. Do we put Chalice to the bottom? Yeah, let's put Chalice to the bottom. And as much as this hurts, we are actually going to Shadow Skull Smashing because we really don't want it to get hit by discard. Get down the Dirty Monkey past the turn. Losing our land to a Inquisition would be kind of bad. Swamp for our opponent. And all right, gonna Thoughtseize. Take the Fable, I assume. But that means we get to get in with the Ragavan, which is kind of huge. And we have the Urza Saga. Man, if we can draw Blood Moon, opponent takes a Fable. Opponent. Karn, also pretty good. Well, step one, hit you with the Dirty Monkey. Make a treasure. Steal an Eldrazi Temple. Well, we will play the Saga and play the Pyrite Spellbomb and pass the turn. I mean, Bowmasters can snipe the Ragavan if they have it. Gets a waste to play around the Blood Moon and an Emperor of Bones. Well, okay, this is actually working out amazingly because we can kill the Emperor of Bones, get in with the Ragavan again. Oh, wow, this is going super well. Ramadan Ruins. Take up the Saga. Well, go to combat. Get in with a Ragavan. Hit ya. Make a treasure. Steal a Saga. Well, play the mountain. I think we got to make constructs. Like, getting down the Karn would be nice, but I think the constructs are worth more than the Karn here, as weird as that sounds. Especially with 2 treasures on the battlefield. These constructs can be kind of big. Well, one thing we've learned is if your opponent cannot kill a Ragavan, it still snowballs pretty hard, even in 2025. Opponent. It's kind of funny. I think I just hate whatever the most busted card from the latest Modern Horizons that is, because I don't really hate Ragavan anymore. I used to hate Ragavan a lot, but now it's like, yeah, sure, like stupid monkey, whatever. Draw a mountain. Well, let's 1-2, make a construct. Get us a Ghost Vacuum. Kozilek's command to take down the Ragavan. All right, I mean, that is annoying. We get to get in for 5, though. Hit ya. Down to 8. Play the mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent gets to start making constructs, too, if they want, although theirs are a bit smaller than ours. Eldrazi Temple for our opponent. Well, let's Ghost Vacuum. Exile Emperor Bones. A Braid would be interesting. Chandra. Okay, Chandra is also interesting. Well, I mean, step 1, go to combat, do some attacking. Let's see what they got. Shoot the Sheriff to take down a construct. Yep. And another Kozilek's command. Well, at least they didn't get to go crazy with the Kozilek's command. Like, they did get some value out of them, but they didn't just get to go wild. Now we get to play the Ramadan Ruins, play Chandra Torch of Defiance, take it up for mana, play Karn the Great Creator, take down Karn, and grab us a Wormcoil Engine. Pass turn! All right, opponent. We got 2 Planeswalkers. So the Urza Saga could theoretically get a Pithing Needle to shut down the Chandra, I assume. If they have Pithing Needle in their deck still. It's gotta be Chandra, right? It's gotta be. I don't know, Karn's scary too. I guess they're both very good. Yeah, name Chandra. All right, there's the thought knot. The good news for us here is Black is still really bad at dealing with artifacts, and we can Karn out an Ensnaring Bridge, which should buy us a ton of time. Well, let's keep exiling stuff from the graveyard. Losing the Chandra is annoying, though. We find. Ooh, Urza Saga's good. Let's take down Karn. Snag us an Ensnaring Bridge. Play the Ensnaring Bridge. Opponent's gonna Bowmasters to get rid of the Karn. But can you beat a bridge, opponent? But can you beat a bridge? Urza Saga. I mean, I guess eventually we can crack the Ghost Vacuum. It would be nice if we get some more stuff in the graveyard first. So now we just stay empty-handed, and I don't know how they... Well, I mean, they could have some colorless stuff that does it. But I feel like Mono Black Eldrazi probably less likely to be able to answer Bridge than pretty much any deck in Modern. And I'm not sure how they kill us realistically through Bridge. Drawing a Blood Moon would actually be insane this turn, because then we can lock in Urza Saga on 2, and that will win us the game eventually. We don't have anything left to tutor up. Well, I guess we can get a Chalice on 0, which actually no, we can't even get Chalice on 0. Doesn't work with Urza Saga. We can't actually get anything. We have no more tutor targets. Ghost Vacuum Pyrite Spellbomb, only once, opponent. Surgical Extraction on the Karn, okay. I guess we coulda, shoulda, woulda Ghost Vacuum that, actually. That probably would have been That's what I get for clicking quickly. Opponent gets rid of our cards. All right, that's annoying. That's annoying. And opponent cycles a Troll of Khazad-dûm. Sure, get your swamp. I mean, how we can win eventually is theoretically this Ghost Vacuum, Nethergoyf. All right, that's our opponent's last card, though. I mean, I think we don't really need the card to win. I think we win this eventually. Untap. Urza Saga. That's actually kind of excellent. Well, take up the Urza Saga. Play another Urza Saga. So we can also not attack with our Urza Saga tokens, but, man, I want a Blood Moon so bad. Opponent finds a Mishra's Bauble to draw another card eventually. Going to take a peek at what's on the top of our deck. Opponent passing. Well, Ghost Vacuum. Eat the Bauble. Urza Saga, make a construct. Untap. Opponent gets to draw a mountain. Well, all right, in that case, Urza Saga, make a construct. And we lose our Urza Saga. Play the mountain. Like, can they actually beat the bridge? Opponent swamp. Kind of regretting not exiling that card. That would have been a nice win con. I mean, I think we still get there eventually with like Ramanop Ruins, hopefully. But yes, you can give me the punt in the chat for that one, because that would have been a better use of this Ghost Vacuum. And opponent eventually realizes that they cannot beat the Ensnaring Bridge and scoops it up. And well, that means that we get a 3-2, and we get a little snack for the kids. The kids are eating. Not a feast, but a little snack of a treasure chest. And I got some thoughts about this deck. All right, let's open this treasure chest, and then we'll do a little. Let's open this treasure chest, and then we'll do a little wrap up. Oh, we got a bonus treasure. Oh, that was from the first league. Ah, I see. We have 2 treasure chests, not both from this league. All right, chest 101. Give us some good Final Fantasy cards. Lord of the Forsaken. Okay, that Ragavan's not in the pack. Barrowgoyf, and I don't even know what this is. Causal? Oh, this is a in-universe version of what Secret Lair was this originally from? Oh, it's got to be the D&D Secret Lair. I see. All right, well, I don't think there's any value there. One more to go. Bonus chest from an earlier league. Azure Beastbinder, Celestial Boy. Not great chest. Well, all right. What do we learn about this deck? So actually, I played 2 leagues with this deck. I played a league with the deck. I went 3-2, but we didn't pull off the Urza Saga Blood Moon thing a single time. So I was like, all right, you know what? You know what? We're going to do another league because I want to try this Urza Saga thing. This time we finally pulled it off a couple of times. Yes, there were times when we got it and it got blown up or whatever, but we did actually get the full lock assembled. I will say I have 2 big takeaways from this deck. So I have 2 big takeaways for this deck. First, I will say, I think that the Urza Saga Blood Moon plan is really cool, but I don't think it should be the finisher for the Mono Red Prison deck. So after playing 10 matches with this deck, we pulled off the lock twice maybe, and once our opponent just had enchantment removal or something. We only had 1 game where we fully pulled off the combo. So I think that my overall impression is it's really sweet that we can play Urza Saga in this deck just for value, because we have so many slots for utility lands, right? We can definitely afford some colorless lands in this deck. It makes constructs, which is good. We get the Pithy Needle, we get the Pyrite Spellbomb, some of our sideboard stuff, which is good. Our Graveyard Hate, which is good. So I think that that's more the direction to go with this deck. I don't think you build the deck and be like, okay, Urza Saga Blood Moon is going to be my finisher. Instead, how I would build this deck, now that I've played it a bunch, I would play a few more artifact tutor targets for the Urza Saga, and I'd be like, it's really sweet that our Mono Red Prison deck can now play Urza Saga in the deck. So I think that's the upside before, because you couldn't do this at all before, right? If you played Urza Saga in your Blood Moon deck, you just immediately lose it, have to sacrifice it. So I don't think Urza Saga, getting it on chapter 2, then playing the Blood Moon, it's not something that's going to come up every game. It's a 2-card combo, and it has this weird timing restriction of needing to get to the second chapter. If you're 1 turn too early, 1 turn too late, then you don't get the constructs. So I think that's kind of the challenge of the deck. So as a primary plan, I don't think Urza Saga Blood Moon is probably going to be great, but it's super powerful that we can now play Urza Saga index with Blood Moon, because that's something we just straight up couldn't do before. Takeaway number 2 is that Mono Red Prison still actually isn't that bad. It's gotten a lot worse than it was from its heyday, thanks to, Besaiju's and all the hate cards there are now that can easily deal with the Blood Moon or whatever. But overall, couple of 3-2s with the deck. It posted winning records. We got treasure chests. So it actually felt like relatively reasonable as a deck. And that makes me excited. I guess takeaway number 3, bonus takeaway. I actually kind of enjoyed playing Modern. Like, I actually just really had fun playing this deck, playing these leagues. We only played against Energy once. We played against a lot of Frog decks, but whatever. The meta didn't feel horrible, and I actually kind of enjoyed this. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. More Modern might be back on the menu, because I actually had fun. I mean, I know I'm playing Mono Red Prison, which is like a cheat code for me having fun. I always have fun playing Mono Red Prison, because it's my favorite deck. But still, Modern actually felt kind of fun. So, let me know if you want to see more Modern in the future. But anyway, that is Urza's Saga Mono Red Prison. That's been our deck for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, Urza Saga with Blood Moon, really sweet. Urza Saga on Chapter 2 is your primary win con. Probably not good enough, but thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.